Action.
Are we live? Cool, so the first thing I want to do is work on both the chest to floor push-up and the floor press, which are kind of obviously sibling exercises. So what are the similarities between these two movements?
Just the angle you push up and bring it down. The angle has to be kind of similar, right?
Big time, yeah, definitely. So that's definitely
the same area. We've got the same area.
yes, yeah. So, but that's a really good point. Yeah. So the angle between your ribs and your upper arm has to be identical on both the chest to floor push-up and the floor press. And the reason for that would be what you said, because you're trying to target a specific muscle, and that's the pecs, right? Mainly, we do have some shoulders involved. We're always going to have triceps involved, but the degree to which we're diverting, the lion's share of the work depends on what we're doing with the arms, and it's also a safety thing to look after the shoulders, right? So you've got those similarities. Obviously, with one, you're pushing the weight away from you. The other, you're pushing your body away from the floor. So it's just the chain of movement is different, but it's the same shape that you're creating. So you've got those similarities, and you can always think about that. You know, when I'm doing the chest to floor push-up or the floor press, that you have this same very key teaching point in terms of the angles that you're creating. Yep. What's the other thing that because I've been picking up on quite a few of you. So there's another thing in terms of angles. What's something else that we need to be aware of with the angles? Not your body. I'm talking about the arm movement. No?
Forearms straight.
Forearms.
Forearms are perpendicular.
Yeah? Yeah, so we're all aware of that? Yeah? So from both, so if we think about, if we're observing, let's get, say Kai, just get you down here in front of me, as if you're doing a push-up. You don't have to actually do it, right? So, okay, so if we can think about observing the push-up from two positions, and it's the same for the floor press. So I've got one where I'm looking at him this way, head on, so I want to be seeing his forearms completely vertical, like a building, that way. And if I'm looking from here as well, from the side, his forearm should be vertical. Yeah? So there's quite a lot, and that's obviously, you can relax. Cool. So that's obviously to keep you in a mechanically advantageous position. Yeah? It's the most efficient position for you to be in to perform the exercise. But it's also easier, to keep yourself in that position because you're more balanced and it's safer. Again, on the shoulders, we're just trying to create a very secure structure while you're training. Okay, so we've got that on both the floor press and the chest to floor one. And what I'm seeing quite a lot of is two. So there's one where the hands are too far forward, and as you're lowering your body to the floor, look at that angle on my forearms. Can you see that from the side?
Yep.
Yeah? Going off like that. And there's a couple of you who are overcompensating by pushing your body too far forward, and then you end up like this almost, with the forearms your elbows being dragged forwards, and then again, the forearm isn't straight, it's been pulled into that angle. Yeah. That's a couple of things to be aware of. Now there's one last kind of key teaching point that I want to really make sure that everybody's doing. I want you to use it for both of these exercises, and that's with the shoulder blades. So I've been talking to a few of you about your shoulder blades recently, and I've been using a couple of teaching points for that. Does anybody know what that is?
Squeeze the lemon.
Shoulder blades in back pocket, was it?
Yeah.
Function up.
Yeah.
Get down.
Yeah. So juicing the lemon, we do that with row exercises, pulling exercises, but yeah, tucking the shoulder blades into your back pockets, right? And the reason why is because we want our shoulders to be tight. We don't want them to be moving around. And typically what happens is people start to shrug. Yeah? So it's like Uncle Fester from Addams Family, right? So you've got your shoulders up by your ears, and the shoulders are not secure. They're moving around all over the place. Yes? There's two things we do with the shoulder blades to pack your shoulders in and keep them tight. Right? So that's squeezing the shoulder blades together slightly. Yes, so they're engaged, pinching them together, and tuck them into your back pocket. So you're imagining that you put all the pressure is sort of going down. Can I get someone to stand here? come over here. Come in. Yeah. Cool. All right. So basically, all the tension is going like this. Yeah. So you're putting the shoulder blades, you're sliding the shoulder blades down towards your pockets, and also squeezing them together slightly. Yeah. And that keeps your shoulders secure, right? So that they're not moving around all over the place, and you know the top of your shoulders don't pop up towards your ears. Does that make sense? Yeah. Now you need to do that in the push-up and the floor press, right? So obviously when you're on the floor press, you're just lying on the floor and you're just pushing the weights up and down, right? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
It's
It's easy.
It's easy to do that, yeah, but that's not what you should be doing. What you should be doing is almost turning it into a whole body exercise, because we need to have the core engaged, obviously. We need to have a stable base with the legs, so they're in the right position. But most importantly, the shoulder blades. Yes, because again, even when you're lying down, your shoulders can move around all over the place. When you're lying down, if you're not aware of it, they'll just pop out and become loose and start moving around, and you end up like this as well. Yeah. So even when you're doing the floor press, it's the same thing. Shoulder blades engaged and tucked into your back pockets, yeah, and then you keep them together. And actually, you'll feel it even more on the floor press, because when you're pressing, you start to feel that you've got this firm surface on your upper back that you're actually physically pressing against. Yeah, it gives you leverage. Yeah, so it's almost like you're pushing the floor away rather than the weights up towards the sky. Yeah? So again, angles for both of these exercises are the same. Yes, we're trying to create roughly a 45 to 60 degree angle between the upper arm and the ribs. Yeah? And then obviously, as you're pressing, your hands will be basically level with your nipples. Yeah? We want the forearms to be completely vertical, both when you're looking head on and side on, yeah, from both positions. And awareness of what's going on with the shoulder blades, yeah? So we have them engaged, so you're squeezing them together, producing the lemon, and tucked into the back pockets. Yeah? So that's 2 exercises. Cool, we got that?